If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Hello, lost subscribers and followers. So I was watching a video the other day of a YouTuber, and she was explaining how to find awesome boondocking spots. Her approach is different than my approach. And she even pointed out the differences between, say, her approach and people who are like me. And what she was saying is the way she finds awesome boondocking spots is that she does a lot of driving. She'll drive down some old abandoned roads, and what she said is the way she does things, that she feels like it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. You know, there are a lot of people in this world, I would say probably 50% of the people in this world, just a guess, have that philosophy. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that philosophy. So she was explaining that she'll drive down a road, and if by accident she gets onto a piece of private property and somebody stops her, she'll ask for forgiveness, that she was just driving around and she got, down this road and didn't realize it was private property, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And that's how she finds some amazing campsites. Well, then there's folks like me who ask for permission. I would rather know that I can be somewhere than to have to say, oh man, I am so sorry for being here. I'd rather not do that. That being said, she is correct. That does limit my ability to find some amazing campgrounds. Kind of. Because there's a couple things going on. One, that style of just driving around and trying to find amazing campsites. I mean, I've watched a lot of her videos, and she drives around a lot, which means that it costs a lot of money. I mean, if you're driving around and you get 9 miles to the gallon and you drove all day long, I mean, I'm sure you're up in a couple of $100 ranges, within several days in gasoline costs, plus wear and tear on your vehicle, the bouncing around on your vehicle, all the things that, go along with that. Whereas with me, I will get on freecampsites.net and I'll do a ton of research. And I've mentioned this several times. I'll spend an entire season researching an area, a large area of campgrounds that I can go to and kind of just circle around that area for a season. And I did it all last year in Virginia and Western Virginia, where we just kind of circled around. I did it all winter in Florida, where we just kind of bounced around from campground to campground. And I did it again in this last summer in South Dakota. Now, that being said, I don't travel near as much, and my costs are not near as high. So even on my last budget, by doing this, or my last expense report that I gave to you, our gas budget, I think, what was it, $30 for the entire month. Well, what I've learned to do, get to a spot and immediately start researching the areas around me. And not necessarily driving, but you can find maps. If you go to the ranger's office, you can find maps. You can talk to the rangers and they'll give you all kinds of information, even though they're not really qualified to say, okay, well, there's this nice site over here that you can go visit, or this historical site. But once you start to learn an area over a season, like I said, we spent the entire winter in Florida in one area. We know where all the best shopping is. We know where the best places to visit. We saw some of the amazing beaches. See some more. Now, what we're going to do is next time we'll extend ourselves out a little bit. And maybe we'll go further south. My goal is maybe try to get into Tampa at some point. We were in Apalachicola National Forest, which is near Tallahassee, which is in northwest Florida. But I want to get further south. And once I can learn that area and see some amazing sites there, then the next year I'll get to go and see some more amazing sites, so forth and so on. So what I'm suggesting is slow your roll. To quote one of the subscribers, Jerry, I mean, that's what he said, just slow your roll. And I agree with that. Just slow down and enjoy, smell the roses. I mean, that's just the best way to put it, smell the roses. Don't always be looking for the next campground. If your goal is to be like us and see the world in its very detailed way, you're going to want to stay in an area a long time. This also reduced cost. And cost, I know that I get a lot of comments to say that our costs are just way too low. That there's nobody in their right mind that is going to do this lifestyle at $500 to $800. And that's fine. But you do have to have a budget. Whatever your budget is, Even if it's $2,000 or $5,000, you got to have that budget. And to be just throwing it all away in the gasoline is going to really end your adventure a lot sooner than you planned. So to explain why I live on a $500 to $800 budget is because I want to stay out here as long as I possibly can, to an age that I am very old and decrepit, and I still have money in reserves with a good emergency fund to continue traveling. And there's so many places I still want to go see. I'm excited to go to Texas. I really want to go to Texas. I hear a lot of nice things about Texas. But I don't want to just rush down there, see a couple spots, and rush out of there. I mean, I've been told that there are some free camping with electrical spots in northwest Texas, I think is what they said. There's beaches down there in Texas that you can sleep on. So if I get down to Texas, Texas is a huge state, I may not be able to see it all in 1 year. So maybe 1 year I'll check out northwest Texas and all the free campsites, and then a year or two later maybe I'll, go further south. And so I'm getting to see all this wonder and beauty over a stretch of period of time. Now, I recognize that this person who is who was talking about asking for forgiveness is in Alaska. And I'm assuming that she's going to want to get back to the lower 48 relatively quickly, so she doesn't have to spend the winter in Alaska. I kind of understand why she's rushing around to see all of Alaska, but I'm not in a rush. I'm not going to be in a rush. I'm going to just take my time and see every spot. Carolyn and I have even talked about just spending a season in a state. And that's kind of what we've been doing. We'll stay the winter in Florida, for example. We stayed there in the Apalachicola area, just, southwest of Tallahassee. We kind of just stayed the entire season. And now I can say I know all of that area very well. Seen some amazing things. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video, and happy travels.